coaches? No, I need to get that updated. They're besides the head coaches, it's pretty much all their own.
I also think some of this stuff is on too.
What stuff?
Just our tech or the front office.
That one I have. Well, obviously we don't have Kendrick on there, and then
Well, Kendrick, I don't even know. I don't even know what you'd consider you.
Just Kendrick.
Just
Just a
put
guy.
Kendrick.
Kendrick.
no.
Just a guy.
Yeah, because you're not on an internship this year.
No.
And then Tyler's, I mean, yeah, game day media.
He is the voice.
Why are you
The
counting
voice
so
of
much?
Sunflower LC.
Yeah.
Why are you counting so much? You're
Because
gonna
I know I
you're gonna
have
watch
head
it.
of game day. I need to make everybody. I made myself an email signature. I just need to make one for everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
No, that's queso.
Yeah, you're good.
You won't come back to lunch.
So I don't know the names of our assistant coaches, and I was gonna announce them today, but
I'll get that updated after this game.
that's fine.
Alright. So we're live. I'm gonna check to see what the mic is picking up, audio wise. Cause if it's not picking up
Do we have two songs going at the same time?
Huh?
They're
Yeah.
they're playing music on a speaker on the field
Oh.
because they
I was gonna say there's
want
We
to
should
be
just
able to play.
crank ours and drown it out.
So they want to be able to play whatever they want, and we can't play it over the loudspeaker.
and found one.
To you.
My question is the camera fuzzy like the last game?
Um so the last time it was.
You doing Tin Tell again, Kendrick, or are you doing
Huh?
Tin Tell?
What?
You doing your pregame at Tin Tell again?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to do 10 till or do you want to do 15? Give you a little bit of wiggle room. You can go through the lineups. Well, my big thing would be just making sure national anthem and everything doesn't get in the way of.
If you think we're playing the anthem before 3:05, you're out.
We're supposed to.
You're out of your mind.
Tyler, you wanna do mic check real quick?
No. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I just didn't know how far away.
Go ahead, do it again.
Hold on, let me move this.
You should be fine around here.
Okay, this is what it will actually sound like. As we watch the refs get in a stretch here. Work those groins out, gentlemen. Can't pull anything today.
That's not good stuff.
It's Referee Appreciation Day here at Pembroke Hill.
Is it really?
No, that's what Ceci and I say every time we want to complain about the refs.
Oh yeah.
There was one time we actually did have a Referee Appreciation Day, and then Ceci and I just kept saying it every time the ref did something, got a bad call. Be like, it is a Referee Appreciation Night here.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, the reason that I asked about Ricky's sign is just because I was updating our Wikipedia too, and it's like half of them don't have, but half of them don't.
We have a Wikipedia.
Yes, sir. Yo, I made it.
Yeah,
And in actuality, we replaced Ozark SC to lose their NPSL spot. But earlier this last week, I haven't edited it, but I edited it to update it and make it actually work. So
blue
ridiculous was then I got to like
blue is
stat, and I'm like, all right, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
Who has what position? I think I was head of game day media. I think
the same audio.
Tyler was just
Huh?
either had him as game day media or as
Probably this.
commentary or something.
We just all show up on game time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
I
cool.
think I don't remember if you want. I think I do though.
You're the only way to find out.
Check wiki. Check the wiki. I don't check that shit. We're gonna see what I made you on our Wikipedia page, Tyler. I don't remember.
Heyo.
Um
Heyo.
Nick, then head coach Jose, head game media me, social media / marketing coordinator. That's your title on Wikipedia now, Josh.
Sweet.
Social media marketing consultant.
I'll
So
take it.
hey Chris, there's a problem with the game camera.
With the game camera? What is it? Did it break?
No, the shotgun mic.
I don't know what that means. So only when the noise is loud enough?
No, wherever you point it, it'll pick up.
Wherever the wait, the camera does?
No, the shotgun mic.
Wherever the
It's
microphone
pick,
like tip is pointed.
it's picking up the conversation like the noise, crystal clear.
All right.
So I'm gonna make the decision not to
Yeah,
put
I'll
the.
pull it in here and see. Point it somewhere else, cause yeah, that's not gonna work. We
Yeah.
probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's weird. I think so.
Yeah. I'm going
Oh,
to.
here, Joe. I need to know. Come here real quick. There. What's everyone's position, dude? I don't even know what anyone is in this.
Okay, so okay.
Josh needs to fix our website anyway.
This is
Cause I was editing it this week and I was like, I don't even know what any of us are.
here. I can just write it down.
It didn't need me now. I was just
I
so
mean,
going
go on.
off
I can maybe look through it.
go for it. Cause I
Uh,
don't even, cause I was like, okay, Joe's president, who's vice president? Sesty? I'm gonna go with Sesty.
Should I make it? Should I make it just all sophisticated titles?
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now you just have like I
Yeah.
mean, I used a couple of these. I don't have Joey as general manager. I put him as the president.
Yeah.
Cause Mr. President gets funny.
President, CEO, chief idea officer.
Owner, a-hole. No, he knows.
It kind of it comes with the whole idea. It'll be good to do the audio in one graphics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause the other thing I had to do too is I had to get the rosters on there and updated cause they were still showing rosters from like 2 years ago. Hell, I still had our NASL 2 or 3 roster on there.
Yeah.
And we haven't been in that forever.
So yeah, whenever he is yeah, running OBS,
Yeah, yeah,
running video editing tools, right?
yeah. Yep.
He'll use that for the production hub,
Yep.
and basically export that.
Let's do that.
And
Here's
he
here's
doesn't
You
need
you
honestly, I haven't seen him at all this year. He's probably busy as all hell. So we started him
Alright, Tough,
midway
what's that?
throughout the
Yeah.
new year.
Testing, testing, testing.
Yeah, there it is.
Alright. Alright, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna head down there. I think Edgar and I will all want to take pictures on the
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to today's Sunflower Soccer Saturday as we get kicked off here at Pembroke Hill in Kansas City, Missouri, as the Sunflower State FC Sunnies look to take on Side FC 92, the visitors up from Tulsa, here in this WPSL Heartland Division matchup. It is a full summer of soccer here in Kansas City, and we kick off this Soccer Sunday here with this women's game at home. The men will be down in St. Louis, taking on FC Ambush at 7 p.m. But as the World Cup fever is ablaze here in Kansas City and soccer is on the mind, they're not the only thing that is on fire here, as the Sunflower women come into this game off the back of two huge victories over FC Wichita, with a 4-0 victory at home played over at MNU, and a 4-1 victory on the road on Wednesday down in Tulsa. The Side FC are coming into this game here at the end of their 5-game road streak to start the season here, and looking to try and get at least one more point on the road. They did earn a great point in a draw against Kansas City Current too, but looking for another point or potentially 3 here to end their road trip before they finish their season with 5 straight home games down in Tulsa. So a lot to play for here, as these two teams come in here sitting in 4th and 6th place respectively, but we'll bring you guys the starting lineups here before we get ready to welcome the teams out, starting with the visiting Side FC 92. Side FC is coached by Rafael Rivera, and they will take the pitch today here in a 4-2-3-1. Starting in goal for Side FC is Viola Seals. The back line for the visitors is comprised of Collins, Keeling, Trotter, and Rivera. They have Emma Nichols hanging in the center mid, and ahead of her will be Ido and Fisher making up the midfield. The front line for the visitors is made up of Helsley, Brunn, and Trevino, as they try to get a first victory of the season, something that Sunflower was able to do 2 games ago when they got off the schneid against FC Wichita. And for the home Sunflower State FC, led of course by Coach Jose Ramos, coming out in their traditional 3-5-2 formation. In goal for the Sunnies is number 99, Hannah McFarland. She will be joined at the back by number 3, Akaya Day, number 22, Amelia Zalesio, and number 25, Lilja Lidstrom. The 5 in the midfield will be comprised of number 4, Natalie Jones, number 7, Laura Torres, number 8, Jules Wardlaw, number 21, Delfina Zalesio, and number 18, Alexis Mitchell. And starting up top for the Sunnies is number 10 and captain Tata Teixeira, and number 9, Sunflower leading goal scorer Genevieve Hull. So plenty to play for here as we see the Sunnies begin to make their way out for their final warm-ups. We will have the presentation of the lineups as well as the playing of the national anthem, and then we will join you on the other side as we thank you for tuning in to this pregame coverage, and we look forward to bringing you some Sunflower soccer here shortly. So stay tuned and up the Sunnies.
Either that or they're playing with 2 attacking midfielders with Tata and Laura.
Alright, so what were you saying about the mic? What were you saying?
About the mic?
Yeah.
Do you want to try, or you
It'll
want
be
me to just
weird.
really leave it?
I was gonna say, how would it be weird? I see like this, you see that thing?
We have to zip tie it or
Yeah, you could
something.
like wrap the cable around it.
Because you can, then it would at least be pointed.
Yeah.
But I don't have any zip ties, and
Is there any way to wrap the cable around that thing and then tie it maybe?
we run the risk of hurting the cable.
I was gonna say, you don't wanna tie the cable.
I mean, the other thing you could do is do something like this. What else is zip on there?
That's actually not bad.
Like this.
Like duct tape would be perfect.
I
close.
And now for your starting lineups. For the visiting side FC, starting in goal, number 1, Viola Seals. Number 17, Andrea Rivera. Number 4, Sadie Traub. Number 27, Caitlin Keeling. Number 16, Paisley Collins. Number 23, Emma Nicholas. Number 10, Maya Ito. Number 25, Caitlin Fisher. Number 7, Genesis Elsie. Number 20, Elena Trevino. And number 24, Elisa Butt.
WPSL action here in the Heartland Division, brought to you from Pembroke Hill here in Kansas City, Missouri, as your Sunflower State FC Sunnies look to take on Side FC 92, the visitors making the journey up from Tulsa. As Sunflower will come into this game off of the back of their first 2 victories of the season, both coming in dramatic fashion with a 4-0 victory over FC Wichita over at Mid-America Nazarene last weekend. And then the girls made a trip down to Wichita on Wednesday where they were 4-1 victors over FC Wichita to complete the season series. So Sunflower comes into this game with a lot of confidence as they take the pitch here in the changed white and blues, attacking your screen from right to left. It'll be Side FC in their blue and red kits, attacking from left to right. Side FC coming into this game off of the back of a 2-1 defeat to Union KC. Side FC has started this season rather unusually with 5 consecutive away games to start before finishing with 5 straight home games, this being the last of those 5 away games. And the visitors come into this looking to try and get at least one other point on the table here, as they do have one great point on the season, a 0-0 result against Kansas City Current 2, the first points that the Current 2 dropped all season. So Side FC looking to end their road trip here with a great result. Sunflower here looking to continue momentum. It is all to play for here on this Saturday afternoon in sunny Kansas City as both teams here get ready to take the pitch. We await the referee's whistle. And we are underway here at Pembroke Hill with Jules Wardlaw in possession for the home squad. And McFarland, the University of Missouri St. Louis goaltender, will get her first touch of the ball here. It does end up being a lovely sunny day here, as we were dodging thunderstorms in the morning and thunderstorms to come in the evening here, and now we just get to enjoy a tornado watch as opposed to thunderstorms here. But the soccer should be the main star here, as Wardlaw picks it up in the midfield, gets it over to Alexis Mitchell for Sunflower. Mitchell combines nicely with Torres, whose clever backheel finds the feet of Tata, who tries to get it across the pitch there to Hole, but not enough pace on it for the MNU forward. But Sunflower quickly wins back possession with Mitchell, who tries to slot in Delfina Alessio, but Side FC with a chance to potentially break away there goes begging. And Caitlin Keeling comes away with it for the visitors and tries to play a rather hopeful long ball there for Alyssa Bunn, the Wyoming forward. But Sunflower will collect and look to restart here as they look to build up in their patented 3-5-2. A misplaced pass there by Mitchell is turned over, and Side FC here try to get down on the outside here with Helsley on the ball. Helsley in an offside position there, as the assistant referee raises the flag right away and squells what could have been a good opportunity for Side FC to their first real attack at a Sunflower goal. But instead it'll be Hannah McFarland, number 99 for Sunflower, who gets us restarted. Ball turned over here, but it'll find the feet of Tata. Tata able to get past one, but Tata will go all the way back to her goalkeeper. It is McFarland in goal, but wearing the number 1 today. And Amelia Alessio does well there. Good pressure from Bunn. Laura Torres is able to get on the ball here, finds the feet of Delfina Alessio, who does brilliantly to bring that down under pressure from Trotter, and is able to get the ball out wide to her sister, Amelia Alessio, returning here after being suspended for the last game after a red card in Sunflower's last home game. As the aforementioned Alessio able to get a toe to that and then tries to pick it up again. The ball will fall here to Emma Nicholas, who tries to play it out wide to Bunn, but it'll go into the shaded area for Sunflower for a throw-in for the home team. Sunflower looks to build up on this near sideline in their patented 3-5-2. You'll see a lot of the attacking emphasis coming from these wingbacks, and they will rotate throughout the game as it does require a ton of running for whomever finds themselves there. There's a nice ball, breaks the lines there, finds the feet of Tata, who battles trying to get it out to Torres. Side FC comes away with it with Trotter, who's under pressure. Does nice to slip that out to Andrea Rivera. Rivera goes long here, but well offside is Emma Nicholas, the Central Oklahoma forward, as Sunflower did a nice job there keeping their line. They're playing rather high up the pitch here, as they've been on the ball for most of this game, and Side FC's attacking emphasis so far has been the Route 1 ball over the top, but unfortunately for the visitors, they haven't been able to get the timing right. Here is a nice defensive play by Trevino, wins possession back for Side FC. Side FC comes down the far side here with Bunn. Bunn tries to play it into Helsley, but it's taken off of her by Alessio. Now Sunflower tries to break forward here with Alessio on the ball. Alessio gets past 2, but the third Side FC defender does well to dispossess, and Nicholas gets it out wide. Ball at the top of the box here, taken away by Natalie Jones here. Now Sunflower has a chance to break, but good defensive play there from Elena Trevino on the far side. Oral Roberts, midfielder for Side FC, as that ball will roll out harmlessly for a Sunflower goal kick. We cross 5 minutes on the clock here. A bit of a cagey start between Sunflower and Side FC as visitors have tried going long a few times, been caught offside. The home side have had some nice combination passing in the midfield, but haven't really threatened in the final third quite yet. But coming off of back-to-back games with 4 goals on the tally for Sunflower, you would definitely expect that attacking prowess to pick up here as Tata picks up the ball and finds Delfino Zalesio. Zalesio with the ball over the top here, looking for the run of Torres. Torres battling. The ball's going to fall to Tata. What can she do with it? Tries to skip past one, but Fisher does a nice job there for Side FC to temporarily dispel the home side. But Sunflower back on the ball here on the far side with Jones, who goes back to Zalesio. And Sunflower will recycle here and pick their shape back up as pressure there for McFarlane, who is still able to find Zalesio, who sees that out for a Sunflower throw. Zalesio's connect, and Delfina does wonderfully there on the sideline to wriggle past a couple of Side FC defenders, and Sunflower will retain possession. Ball sprayed out to Torres. Torres into Wardlaw. Wardlaw's first touch just a little too strong, and she's beaten to the second effort there. But Sunflower comes on the ball again here with Lara Torres. Time and space on the left side. Torres finds Mitchell, who combines with Hull. Back to Zalesio. Into Tata with space. Tata flicks it over here looking for the run of Mitchell, but it's turned away nicely by Trotter. And ball back in from Jones. Finds Torres. Torres finds Hull. Hull tries to turn, but in a sea of navy and red, she's unable to keep the ball there. But very similar position to where Genevieve Hull scored a brilliant goal a few games ago as the referee whistles there for a shove on the ball. But Genevieve Hull against FC Wichita last time at home over at MNU picked up the ball in a similar position there of the top left of the box and faked as she was going to go right, cut it back to her left foot, and delivered just a brilliant strike into the top corner to score Sunflower's third of the game. But the UMKC Rue and Sunflower's top scorer couldn't get a shot off that time, but promising sign here for the home team as Side FC does well to work the ball outside of Sunflower's press, but a loose touch there as it just looked up to see options ahead of her and the ball dribbled out there. Sunflower will try to go long here looking for the feet of Wardlaw. Natalie Jones's pass back is cut off there by Helsley. Helsley, who comes across the pitch here now, tries to play that reverse pass, but not quite on the same page as Maya Ito, the youngster, wearing the number 10 for Side FC. Farland looks for options, tries to play it out there, but it's taken away by Nicholas, and Nicholas is then taken down by Lilja Lidstrom, who didn't have much of a choice there as she didn't want a clean shot off while McFarlane was still trying to get back into position in the Sunflower goal. And instead, it'll be a free kick here for Side FC, about 27 yards out from goal. Sunflower sets up with 3 in the wall. Like it will be Emma Nicholas, the Central Oklahoma midfielder, who will take the honors of this free kick. Here's Nicholas. Shot in, goes through the wall, but a tame enough effort for McFarlane in goal as she gets down to her left-hand side to secure that for the Sunnies. Ball headed on there by Mitchell. Flicked on again by Trotter, and now Sunflower has a chance to apply some pressure here as Tata races at Seals. Seals just stabs it forward, and Torres will watch that out and try to go quickly, but steals a little bit too much real estate for our referee's liking. All pinballs around the midfield here, taken down nicely by Delfina Zalesio. And the UMKC Rue looks up for options in front of her. Has a run of Lara Torres out wide, who's First touch, she's still able to bring it under control. Tata tries to poke it through, but ends up on the ball. Left-footed shot deflected off the post and out for what should be a Sunflower corner. And yes, the referees do agree. And we will have our first corner kick of the game here for Sunflower as Tata calls out the play. Sunflower has had a good set-piece record as of late, scoring off of a couple of corners in their last few games, with Alexis Mitchell having a brilliant headed goal against FC Wichita. We'll see what the hosts have to offer here as Tata delivers. Ball to the middle, met on the head of Wardlaw, but unable to direct it goalward. Now it's a race to the sideline there, and it'll just be put out for a Sunflower throw by Rivera, and Sunflower goes quickly here with Mitchell on the ball. Mitchell gets past one, but good play by Rivera to step in there and deny the Allberg. But now a chance here for side to break here as Helsley is onside. She stayed into her own half, goes down with McFarland, and she's able to get around. Now much to do here, no angle to work for, and a great defensive cover there for Sunflower as Natalie Jones is able to get across from her right wingback position and protect the goal. But a worrying moment there for Sunflower is they're still employing that high line that we discussed earlier, and that time they lost track of Genesis Helsley, the Oral Roberts speedster, who was able to get in behind there. And you have to give credit to Hannah McFarland in goal, who did just enough to put Helsley off and make the angle difficult for her to catch up to that ball. And by the time the Oral Roberts forward was able to roll that goal bound, Natalie Jones was there to turn it away for Sunflower, although I don't think it would have gone in the goal anyway. It looked like it was just going wide. As Side FC will make the first substitutions of the game here. Sunflower now looks to break here. Tata on the ball in time and space. Stabs it through to Zalesio, who's onside. Zalesio in a 2-on-1 with the goalie. Has Hole to her left. Goes herself. It's saved. She picks up her own rebound, shoots, and it hits the back of the net for the opening goal for Sunflower State FC in the 13th minute. And Delfina Zalesio, the UMKC starlet, puts the hosts up 1-0 and looks to continue the hot streak that the Sunnies have found themselves on in the month of June. It was a great bit of interplay there. Tata Teixeira picked up the ball and played Zalesio through on goal. She was 2-0 there with her and Genevieve Hull running at the goalkeeper, and Zalesio tried her luck to go herself. It was a good save by Viola Seals in the Side FC goal, the Broken Arrow high schooler, who was able to deny the first shot but couldn't palm it outside of the range of Zalesio, who did well to track her own shot, picked it up and dispatched it with her left foot into the bottom corner of the net to give the home team the lead here in the 13th minute. As now Sunflower picks up the ball here, looking for more, not resting on their laurels. The ball falls to Wardlaw, who spins past one. As Torres is brought down in the midfield there. Ball taken quickly here. Hull in some space out on this left-hand side. Genevieve Hull cuts in. Right-footed shot from distance there. Tries to catch the keeper napping, but always going wide of Seals' goal. And Sunflower will make their first change of the game here with Laura Torres making way for Luna Etienne, who will come out and occupy the left wing back position. Etienne plays her trade at Mid-America Nazarene for Coach Jose Ramos in college, as well as a good ball here won by Lidstrom. Lidstrom, the ball falls to Zalesio on the looking for her brace, and a great bit of defensive play there by Caitlin Fisher, the Southwest Christian University defender, who is able to deny the young Sunflower midfielder from her second goal of the first half, and she will come over to take this corner from the near side. Zalesio, ball in. The back post met by Wardlaw, who can't direct it goalward. It's going to come all the way back out to Zalesio, who dekes once, turns, gets the ball to the left foot, looks for options, and after a couple of deflections, we will try it again here. As it's been Sunflower well on the front foot here. And another chance for Delfina Zalesio to deliver a ball as all of the Sunflower players will start wide and make their runs in. Opportunity to go short to her sister. Turns it down. Driven into the front post, but right into the waiting arms of Viola Seals. And Side FC will look to counter here with Trevino on the ball. Ball finds its way to Rogers, who's made her way on. Stella Rogers, the midfielder. As Trevino does well to keep it for Side FC, and now they have a chance to come down this near side, but not quite on the same page. As Alyssa Bunn had started to check to the ball, and Andrea Rivera was looking to play her in behind, and now Rivera will get a chance to head over to the shade and grab some water. As Quinn Thomason, the Benedictine offensive-minded player, will come over to this right-hand side. And Etienne will restart for Sunflower. Mitchell picks it up. Hull tries to get it out to Etienne, but a good bit of play there. Now Side FC has a chance to come down this right-hand side here with Rogers. Rogers tries it early, ball in there, but Amelia Zalesio read that all the way. She has been one of the standout performers in her first season here with Sunflower, the young UMKC defender. She made her impact felt early for Sunflower, even in a few defeats early in the season, and you've seen the last few weeks as her sister Delphina has picked up the mantle. As nice bit of play there for Side FC, has Rogers on the ball here, tries to combine, but the aforementioned Amelia Zalesio does very well to turn that away, and now Tata has a chance to run into some space, but loses out. Sunflower wins the ball back immediately, but can't connect to keep it, and now Side FC has a chance here, but Genevieve Hull in a good place takes the ball away. Hull early ball in here, looking for the run of Jones, who's going to get onto that, but a great bit of defensive cover there from Quinn Thomason, who had just joined the action, but was up to the pace. Wardlaw stabs it to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to play it into Jones, but it's turned away temporarily. And now Etienne on the ball. Luna tries to beat one. Ball will take a deflection here, still into the path of Hull, who will see it out for another corner, and it'll be Tata Teixeira who takes the honors this time over on the corner flag on this near side, with Hull as an option to play short. See what that magical right foot of Tata has in store for us. Ball into the front post, turned into the goal by Seals, who was unable to handle the pace on the ball, and it'll end up with a goal Olympico for Tata Teixeira. And Teixeira with a wicked right-footed delivery and plenty of in-swing and plenty of venom on that. And it looked like the ball just got onto Seals quicker than she was expecting, and she tried to punch it further along the goal line at the last minute, but just got her angles a bit wrong and ended up smacking it into the side of the net there. But without her intervention, it would have been goal bound anyway for Teixeira, as Tata picks up her second goal of the season, and a second one in spectacular fashion at that, as now Sunflower find themselves with a 2-0 lead in the 20th minute here at home, and look to try and get a third straight impressive result here and really put forth and set the tone for what the end of this season is going to look like. Etienne battles out there. The ball's going to fall to Rogers, but Etienne does well to track back and take it off of her and ultimately win the Sunnies a throw-in. Day goes all the way back to McFarland in goal. Now the ball breaks here. Rogers trying to chase it down. but unable to catch up to the pace. The ball had plenty of top spin on it. Sunflower will restart quickly here. Zalesio combines with Akaya Day, who's come onto the pitch here for Sunflower. Good bit of play there from Zalesio. Finds Etienne in some space. As Wardlaw and Trotter have a coming together. And Etia finds Lilja Lidstrom with plenty of time and space. Lidstrom's pass, though, is intercepted there by Helsley. Helsley breaking forward here. It's 3-on-3. Goes to the ground as Emiliano Zalesio, who does just enough to put off Genesis Helsley, who tried to keep it in, and it ends up dribbling out for a goal kick. But Zalesio, quick to go to the ground there to try to do all she can to set off the pacey winger who had found herself behind the Sunflower back line. And the youngster, as we mentioned there, did just enough of getting a touch on that ball as it ricocheted back off of the leg of Helsley to eventually run out for a goal kick. And now Zalesio, surrounded by side FC players, skips brilliantly through the midfield. Zalesio tries to go all the way out wide, but a good bit of intervention. But it falls again here to Jones. Jones with options, tries to take it to the byline. Natalie Jones, right-footed ball into the near post, turned away at the near post by Sadie Trotter. Sunflower will have an opportunity here with time and space for Zalesio. Her ball just behind Hull. And now Akaya Day will have a chance to reset possession for Sunflower with some pressure on McFarland, who does well to find Lidstrom. Lilja finds Alexis Mitchell. Can't quite squeeze the ball into Tata up top. Sunflower will look to get possession back and try again. But a ball coming over the top here is going to chance for Helsley to run on, who was again in an offside position. So not quite the timing of the runs here, as that ball will make its way down Ward Parkway. Sunflower will restart us with a free kick here. 23 minutes played. 2-0 is the lead for the home side, with goals in the 13th minute by Delfina Zalesio and a second added in the 19th with a goal directly from the corner for Tata. As Hull is almost a fortuitous touch finding Tata. And now a chance for side to break here. Ball headed over the top here, looking again for Helsley, but Zalesio is able to get it out wide here, and it's eventually worked to Etienne, who tries to go for the nutmegs, but still earn a throw-in. And now Sunflower will make a host of changes. And it looks like Natalie Jones, Amelia Zalesio, Genevieve Hull, Alexis Mitchell, Lilja Lidstrom, and Amelia Zalesio will all head over to grab a respite. And joining the action for Sunflower at the back, number 24, Momoka Kinoshita, who finds herself on the ball with time. Kinoshita finds Tata, who's dropped back into a midfield position with the changes here. And now Sunflower has a chance to break here. Ball finds the feet of Workman. Workman tries to flip it out to Ozaki, who places pressure on side FC defender to earn a throw-in. And Akaya Day with a chance to turn here. Just past the outstretched foot of Hamina Arnaud, who has come in as a substitute. Now Workman applies pressure. Good bit of play here as the ball falls to Ido tries to play Helsley down that left-hand side as Side FC are really looking to try to utilize the pace of Genesis Helsley, number 7, who's playing left winger for them today. And Helsley, who plays for collegiate soccer at Oral Roberts, has looked dangerous all game, but so far they haven't gotten the combination yet of the timing of the run and the pace of the ball. Outside of one great opportunity when McFarland was called upon to do just enough to push the Oral Roberts winger wide and give her defense a chance to cover the goal. As Ozaki does nice to get the ball out wide. Sunflower will have to win it back here again. But it's taken away here by Cannon Ozaki. Ozaki finds Etienne. Etienne past 1, tries to get past 2, but a good bit of covering there from Sadie Trotter. Takes it back temporarily for the visitors, but now Tata Teixeira is on the ball. Tata looking for options. Brilliant feet, gets in between 2. Back heel from Hamina Arnaud. Out wide is sprayed from Tata, looking for the run of Maddie Lallman, who has come on and is playing the right wing back position for Sunflower, but good proactive keeping from Seals to intervene. As Gracie Fitzgerald tries to go between, but the referee will blow the whistle here. Now the ball's played quickly here, looking for that speed of Helsley. Akaya Day, one-on-one with Helsley. Helsley lines up a right-footed shot, spilled by McFarland, who's able to get back down and reclaim that. Front of Stella Rogers, who was looking to try and benefit from the spillage. Instead, it'll be Workman, who has it taken off of her by Emma Nicholas. And the visitors will make another change. Caitlin Keeling, UAB defender, heading to the sideline. As Side FC has a throw in on this far side, a chance for Sunflower to push forward, as they've really been great off the ball all month long of June and are applying a ton of pressure here as Arnaud is able to take the ball off. But loses out to Nicholas. Sunflower looking to press high, force mistakes, get the turnovers, and immediately look up to play that decisive line-breaking pass either into Tata or over the top here. Is now a chance for Side to break here. Long ball looking for the run of Hesling, who is not going to get there in front of the proactive keeping of McFarland. And it looked like they had an opportunity maybe for Elisa Bunn on this right-hand side, who was in some space, but the left option was chosen, fortunately, from a Sunflower perspective. Now Kinoshita finds Tata. Tata from that deep-lying playmaking position plays a hopeful ball forward there, but it'll give Sunflower a chance to advance forward. Seals tries to go long here, but it's only going to find the boot of Etienne, who does well to get the ball to Tata, but she loses out, and now it'll be Alyssa Bunn on this far side. She plays our early ball in for Helsling, who is offside again, but the referee's flag stays down as she never quite got close enough to the ball. Now ball played early here, looking for the run of Rogers, who was also offside, as Side FC not quite able to figure out so far, it seems, the back line of Sunflower. Be good combination here on the left-hand side, and Etienne with a chance to run past, but cut out nicely. And now Trevino tries to play in Helsley, but taken off by Tata, who goes wide and finds Lallman. Arnaud and Lallman combine well. That will fall to the feet of Gracie Fitzgerald, the Center College defender. Sunflower, who are always looking to play out of the back here with some light pressure by Side FC, who now look to spring, but a ball stabbed forward here. It's going to find the feet of Arnaud, and Hamina Arnaud with a chance to drive forward here, and Sunflower in numbers. Arnaud does well, but a late sliding challenge there from Trevino was almost able to win back possession, and now Akaya Day gets it out to Lallman. Workman. Early ball in, almost able to get through and find Lallman. And Tata with a chance to pick it up here, looking at goal. Good feet from Ozaki. Ozaki left-footed shot blocked. Etienne out on the left-hand side. Etienne right-footed shot palmed wide by Viola Seals, who did well to get down to her right-hand side and shove that wide, as that was going to just sneak in that near corner. And we'll keep an eye here on Seals as the little gingerly movement from the goalkeeper as she retakes her feet. There'll be a chance here for Etienne, who delivers a ball in. Seals collides with her own player, and Sunflower with a chance here. But Workman couldn't quite sort her feet out. And it'll go out for another Side FC goal kick. Allie Workman, the Missouri S&T midfielder, has been really involved ever since she came on to occupy this left forward position, as she is playing in a more advanced role and Tata has dropped deeper. And now you've got options in that midfield with Etienne and Tata and Arnaud and Mitchell, who are all great on the ball and able to get through pressure here, as it is Mitchell who drives through, finds Tata. Tata right-footed shot blocked. Good play there by Zalessi, or by Kinoshita, gets the ball back for Sunflower. Mocha Kinoshita has been excellent defensively for Sunflower since she came on, the Indian Hills Community College star. Flicked on by Arnaud, finds the feet of Workman, who's dumped to the turf by Sadie Trotter. And the referee will pause the game here as Workman came out of that tackle definitely the worse for wear and a little slow to return to her feet. She will require some assistance to exit the pitch here, and hopefully everything is okay here for, and that's number 13, Allie Workman. She is like having trouble putting really any kind of pressure on that left foot ankle. Workman is helped off the pitch here. We sit with 34 minutes played. Sunflower with a 2-0 lead over the visiting Side FC. Sunflower, as we've talked about quite a bit in this game, coming in here with a ton of momentum, coming off of two really great performances after it seemed like maybe the season was kind of getting away from the group, as it took them a bit to kind of gel and find their roles in the system and build chemistry. And ball is played forward here by Day. Almost finds Ozaki, who was in some space here, but it's dealt with for now by Side FC, as Tata unable to win that one in front of Nicholas. Nicholas tries to go forward, but that'll be turned out for a Sunflower throw, and Tata loses out here. Ball stabbed forward, but McFarlane will always be first to that one. Her hopeful ball forward here finds Genevieve Hull, who's applying pressure, and able to win the ball back for Sunflower. Sunflower a little bit out of shape here as they pass the ball around and look to combine. Tata wriggles between two. Nakaya Day shows some strength here to find Ozaki. Ozaki out wide here to Luna Etienne if she's able to get on the end of it, but just too far for the Mid-America Nazarene wingback. If she was able to bring that under control, there was lots of space and numbers in front of her white shirts to look for. But instead, Side FC will have a throw in here. Andrea Rivera finds Trotter. The stab ball forward there is turned away by Tata and almost able to find the onrushing Kanon Ozaki, the Arizona Western forward. As Lallman combines with Hull. 1-2. Back out to Lallman, who cuts inside. Tries to find Ozaki, who does well to get there first. And no foul, but it will be a throw-in for Sunflower, as it'll give a chance for Lallman and the Sunnies to advance further up the pitch. As that ball falls to the feet of Jules Wardlaw. And now Tata finds Ozaki. Kanon Ozaki looking for options. Good sliding challenge by Andrea Rivera. But her attempted outlet will be turned over here by Sunflower. And now Etienne on the ball. Etienne tries to play it in early to Hull, but a sea of Side FC jerseys taken off of her. And now Helsley coming forward here with Trevino out on the outside. Trevino plays back into Helsley. Helsley bounced off of it with great defensive effort there from Gracie Fitzgerald, who uses her body well to put off the Side FC attacker without drawing a foul, without putting herself in a position to be taken advantage of there, and is just great defending by the Center College youngster. Side FC make a few substitutions. And the substitution's important on a day like today in Kansas City when it is 85 degrees with 65% humidity. So definitely an opportunity for both coaches to utilize their benches, especially with the WPSL substitution rules being a little bit more lax. As Genevieve Hull takes that down nicely. Battling, and a late whistle there is Genevieve Hull in a physical scrap there in the midfield with Caitlin Keeling for Side FC, the UAB, University of Alabama Birmingham defender. Wins the free kick for her side, and now it'll be an opportunity for Side FC to get a ball forward. That ball's going to be floated over the heads of everyone and into the waiting arms of McFarland, who wastes no time getting the ball out here to Etienne. Etienne finds Ozaki. Ozaki with the ball back to Wardlaw there, who was under a bit of pressure there, and now a good slip pass in here with the ball in for Bunn. Bunn able to dodge the sliding tackle from Day and plays a right-footed ball in, but it's over the head of Rogers. It'll be picked up on the line by Nicholas under pressure from Teixeira and Lallman, and she will win a throw-in for Side FC deep into their own attacking third. Rogers tries to get around Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald does well to stab it out for another throw-in for Side FC, taken quickly here. Side FC, early ball played in here, stabbed away by Sunflower and Kinoshita, but long-range effort there is going to fall to Side FC here in the box. She tries to get between a few Sunflower players. And now the ball will foul out to Ozaki, who tries to play it into Hole, but she might have just been offside here. Flag stays down. Genevieve Hole goes outside of her defender. Hole now in a chance with the goalkeeper one-on-one. Genevieve Hole, right-footed shot, goal! And Sunflower extends the advantage to go up 3-0 here. As we round out the first half here, Genevieve Hole with another goal here for Sunflower to add to her tally, taking her to 3 for the season, the Sunnies' leading scorer. And a bit of open play there, as you saw, Side FC had gotten numbers forward, and that ball through to Kanon Ozaki just took almost everyone other than the center defenders out for Side FC. And as Hole was able to do a step over, get around the outside of her defender, and with a chance to either look to try and slide that ball through to the far post to Ozaki or go for it herself, Genevieve Hole makes no mistake and just uses that right foot to pass it into the bottom left corner of the goalkeeper's net and gives Sunflower a 3-0 advantage here as we take over to the 42nd minute, and this hot streak continues for the Sunnies. Fun, put under pressure from Etienne, and that ball will eventually find its way to McFarlane in goal. Kinoshita and McFarlane happy to combine. Now the ball there is going to go over the head of Rivera and find Hole. Hole wants to go quickly, but doesn't have the numbers, and wisely passes it off to Etienne. Wardlaw under some pressure does well. Jules Wardlaw finds Kinoshita. Now back with Wardlaw. Wardlaw, early ball, trying to find the run of Lallman, but not enough pace on that one. Now Wardlaw still going. Sadie Trotter will calm things down for the visitors who are on the ball. Well, eventually falls to Stella Rogers. But the hopeful ball forward looking for the run of Rogers was too far out in. Now Etienne on the near hand side here for Sunflower. Battle with Rivera. And the Sunflower 17 comes out on top here. Etienne skips through the midfield here. Now Arnaud, first time ball out here to Genevieve Hole. Hole with time and space out on this left-hand side. Looks up for options. Goes early with her own left-footed shot, but it never quite makes it back inside of the post. But a venomous shot unleashed there from Genevieve Hole, the UMKC Roo, as we just spoke earlier about a goal she scored a few weeks ago with her left foot from a similar spot. This time, the effort from the Sunflower forward just high and wide. Sunflower wins possession back again in the midfield here with just minutes left to play here. Now Arnaud with a chance to break forward here. Amina finds Tata. Tata wriggles and is able to get it out to Lallman. Lallman does well to track that down. Looks up. Left-footed ball played in towards Hole. Defender just does enough there is Andrea Rivera, who for a second the game flashed before her eyes there as that mishit cross could have gone anywhere, but fortunately for Side FC, is turned out for a corner. Now Sunflower will get a chance to look to add another goal from a set piece, as Etienne will take this for Sunflower. Luna's ball in. Sears goes up. Sears seals us really well in a sea of white and blue jerseys to collect that, not just the first time to take the sting out of it, but to keep her composure and re-grip that ball in a sea of bodies. Healing shows composure under pressure. Trotter with a nice ball out wide here, and it'll eventually fall to the feet of Nicholas. Stab forward here looking for the run of Rogers, but great tracking back by Gracie Fitzgerald for Sunflower. And now they have a chance to break here with 20 seconds to go in regular time in the first half, as Tata has some time. Tata, early ball forward here, floated looking for Hole. Trotter gets the header wrong, and now Genevieve Hole able to collect it, has Kanon Ozaki making a run inside, but Hole and a battle trotter able to look up now. Left-footed ball floated towards the back post, and Etienne picks it up and strikes it off for what will be a Sunflower throw in here as we Hole goes short to Etienne. Hole left-footed cross in over the heads, but it'll be picked up on the back post by Kinoshita. Kinoshita left-footed ball back across, headed out. Helped on its way by Ito. Hole gets there in front of Raymer. Hole left-footed shot from distance. Off the underside of the bar. And it'll be picked up by Arnaud. Arnaud one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but good play by Seals to get a hand on that. Still with Sunflower here in the box. Etienne through one. Tries to bounce off a tackle. It falls to Wardlaw, who can't bring it under control. And a bit of helter-skelter there in the side FC box. But unfortunately for Sunflower, each time they had a half opportunity to get that potential divisive strike off, Side FC are just able to get there as a referee blows the halftime whistle here at Pembroke Hill in Kansas City, Missouri, and your Sunflower State Sunnies out to a 3-0 lead over the visitors with goals in the 13th minute by Delfina Zalesio, in the 19th minute by Tata, and then a third added in the 34th minute by Genevieve Hole. And Sunflower will head into the locker room up 3-0 and looking to get their third win in a row here as they try to set the tone and make a statement of intent for what the second half of this season is going to look like for the Sunflower ladies. And as both teams will go in and talk over their strategies, we will be with you on the other side of this break. As always, we thank you guys for tuning in to these Sunflower State broadcasts. This is Tyler Calamus on the mic. We will see you guys on the other side of this break. And as always, up the Sunnies. And welcome back in for this second half of this WPSL matchup between Side FC and your Sunflower State FC Sunnies. Sunflower leading at the half here 3-0 over Side FC with first half goals in the 13th minute from Delfina Zalesio. In the 19th minute, off of a corner kick, an Olympico for Tata Teixeira. And then Genevieve Hull, number 9, added the third for Sunflower in the 41st minute, right before halftime, to give us the 3-0 lead we have on the scoreboard here to start this second half. It has been pretty much one-way traffic in that first half from an attacking sense for Sunflower, as Side FC have tried to go long a few times, but Sunflower has been up to the task, and a lot of great play out on the wings, as well as some good line-breaking passes, and you've found a lot of success for Sunflower here as the referee is ready to get us underway here. As he blows the whistle here, and Side FC will attack from the right to left here. We do have a new Sunflower State goaltender with Fiona Popichnig, the Mid-America Nazarene goaltender, taking up between the sticks for the hosts, as ball's worked well here out wide for Lara Torres, who can't get there ahead of the touchline, and it does go out for a side throw-in. But a great start here to this Sunflower Soccer Saturday, as the first game of our doubleheader here, as the ball's floated forward here, looking for the on-rushing attacker that is Trevino, and Popichnig is called into action early and is able to hit that out for a throw-in for Side FC. Lidstrom is able to take that under control there and eventually worked forward by Sunflower, and Hull in a battle loses out, but a hopeful ball forward there finds the feet of Trevino, who might have been offside, but we continue to play for now. And Ito tries to poke that through, but is caught late there by Torres, who meant no ill will to the Side FC youngster, Maya Ito. And the visitors will have a free kick in a semi-promising area to start off this second half, as they look to try and get themselves back into this game before they can ultimately think about trying to get a result. And it's taken quickly here, worked out on the wing by Trevino, who's able to get past 1-2, but good bit of play there from Momoka Kinoshita, who had come across to cover for the Sunnies, as Kinoshita will start this second half in defense alongside Lilja Lidstrom and Amelia Zalesio. As Torres battles out on the far-hand side there. Ball's whipped in, but unable to keep it on the pitch. And it'll be the first goal kick here for Sunflower of this second half, with Fiona Popichnig in goal now. As now the referees have changed their mind here. They pointed for a corner kick. And it'll be Quinn Thomason, the Benedictine midfielder, to take it for the visitors. Thomason, ball to the back post. Great bit of play there in traffic from Popichnig, is able to get a hand to that. Now Sunflower looks to try and break here, but ball too forward. They're looking for the run of Delfina Zalesio, and now Ozaki gets it out wide here to Natalie Jones, who has a chance to look up here. Jones gets past one. Covering defender comes over, tries to play it quickly through there to Genevieve Hull, but a good bit of covering. But now that ball is accidentally flicked on there, but the flag is up, as that was not an intentional playing of the ball there by Kinoshita. And Genesis Helsley was in an offside position at the time that ball was played forward, as Sunflower has a chance to break here with Lara Torres on the far side. Torres stood up for the time being by Rivero, but finds the feet of Hamina Arnaud. And Arnaud is going to win a throw-in for Sunflower. As we've started the second half just as much as the first half went, with Sunflower on the ball, and 99% of the time looking the most promising team to score the next goal, despite being 3 goals to the good. Sunflower able to put pressure there on Andrea Rivera. And her ball forward goes out for a throw in an attacking position. And Zalesio on the ball. Kinoshita keeps it. Finds Torres. Torres combines with Arnaud. And now ball forward here finds the feet of Alexis Mitchell. Mitchell tries a left-footed cross in early, but it's dealt well at the edge of the box by Trotter. But Sunflower wins it back here. Zalesio tries to get tricky with it, but unable to get past her defender. And now Side FC look to break here with Sunflower tracking back in defense. Early ball there looking for Helsley, but it's cut out by Lilja Lidstrom, the MNU center back. And now time and space for Natalie Jones with options in front of her. Jones picks out Hull. Hull looking for options inside. Cuts back to her left foot. Combination with Natalie Jones and the Sunflower ladies not quite reading the same page of their novel. That'll go out for a throw-in for the visitors. As the wind has really picked up here in Kansas City. It's still a hot and muggy day as we are finding a playing window in between 2 storm systems. And Arnaud slides it through to Hull, who does really well to keep the ball here. And Hull gets it out wide to Jones. Jones' first time ball looked like she was trying to drive that to the far post looking for Ozaki, but just gets it wrong and ends up hitting that high and wide into the underside of the American football crossbar. And the visitors will make a change here, as it'll be Maya Ito, the youngster. Still in high school, but showing she definitely belongs out on this WPSL pitch. Ball picked up there by Helsley in a sea of Sunflower defenders, but she's able to keep the ball. And now Side FC trying to keep a little bit of possession there is Caitlin Fisher with the smart play, but now they will go for that Route 1 long ball, and it's cut out by the combination of Lidstrom and Kinoshita. Now a great turn by Torres, and Ozaki tries to flick it on there. Sunflower with a good bit of one-touch play out on that far side. As Kinoshita is unable to stay on her feet there, and as she fell backwards, inadvertently ends up taking down the Side FC attacker, and now Side FC will have a chance with the free kick from the far side with a chance to get a ball into the box and see if they can have something dangerous develop for themselves to try and work themselves back into this game. 53 minutes played. And it'll be Emma Nicholas to take. Here's Nicholas, ball in. Goes low. Gets under the jumping Torres, but only as far as Zalesio, who tries to break forward here. Torres combines with Zalesio, who quick feet, beats 1, beats 2, now goes long here looking for Hull. Hull does well to get there in front of Paisley Collins. But Collins is able to eventually turn it out for a throw-in as Sunflower restarts here. Ozaki on the ball. Cannon does well to find the feet of Lara Torres, who's not brought down, but goes down. And great bit of play there by Hull as she tries to pirouette in between a couple of Side FC defenders, but the ball snuck off the pitch there. But Sunflower clearly feeling a bit of freedom and a bit of confidence as you've seen all the flicks and tricks out here today. And there'll be a throw-in for Side FC here as they go quickly, but Rogers not able to keep that on the pitch. And a potential handball there. No whistle. And now Side FC look to break here. Keeling. Ball over the top here, looking for the run of Helsley, but Popichnig out for line early. And now a ball played from distance, but never threatening Popichnig in goal. And it has been, as we talked about here, the summer of soccer in Kansas City with plenty of professional men's and women's teams to follow, Sunflower and otherwise, with the World Cup fever in full tilt here in Kansas City, with not only 4 teams calling the area home for the World Cup, but 6 matches to be played at Kansas City Stadium, aka Arrowhead, including a round of 32 and a quarterfinal match, as Lidstrom does well for Sunflower to keep possession, and now Natalie Jones on the ball. Alessio doesn't get her flick right, but keeps the ball, goes between the wickets. Can't win a throw-in for her squad, and it'll be Collins for Side FC, who goes along there, turned away by Alessio to her sister. And now the ball will eventually fortuitously fall to Side, who go quickly looking for a run in behind of Hesley, who does well to get the ball here to Bunn. Bunn in the box, looks up for options, finds Rogers. Rogers tries a shot, but it's blocked by Alessio. Stella Rogers still with the ball. Ball stabbed into the back post just in front of the outstretched leg of Genesis Helsley, who has been the by far most dangerous attacker for Side FC today, and almost able to get on the end of that. Most of the challenge they've asked of her today has been to try and get on the end of these Route 1 balls over the top, but that time a good bit of play from the visitors as the ball fell to Alyssa Bunn, the Wyoming forward in the Sunflower box, and she was able to get her head up and spot the onrushing Helsley at the back post, but her ball couldn't find the feet of a teammate, and Sunflower will lose possession here to Rogers off of this goal kick. Rogers bumped off by Alexis Mitchell, and Lilja Lidstrom comes away for Sunflower. Arnaud tries to get it through to Lidstrom there, but a tough ask on that pass as Side FC do well to retain possession. Here is Collins. Collins finds Keeling, who tries to spray wide for Emma Nicholas, who is able to keep it on the pitch. Nicholas survives the challenge from Torres. And eventually Trotter will try to restart the long ball here, looking for the run of Hesling. Hesley has options in the middle. Cuts inside, left-footed shot, back post, but goes wide of Fiona Popichnig in goal, who never looked truly worried back there. And Lara Torres will grab a rest with Luna Etienne coming on the pitch here, but as we mentioned, with all of the World Cup activity here in Kansas City and the England squad touching down earlier today to complete the quartet of teams in Kansas City. And Collins comes forward here for Side FC. But Natalie Jones comes out of with the ball and plays it off of Paisley Collins for a throw-in. As Zalesio does well to glide in between two, and now the other Zalesio with quick feet, able to get it out wide to Etienne, who's on the pitch now for her first action of the second half as Luna drives forward. Etienne finds Zalesio, who keeps it, survives a couple of late challenges, but now a loose pass here by Lilja Lidstrom. And the visitors have a chance to break here with Helsley, but good bit of defending there by Kinoshita, wins back possession for the home side. And Etienne goes past one. Her rollover doesn't get past two, but Osaki picks it up and finds Alexis Mitchell here in space. Mitchell tries the early slip in through ball there to Zalesio, but it's turned away by Trotter. Jones and Mitchell look to combine as the UT Tyler wing back can't keep it on the pitch. And the visitors will make a substitution. And it'll be Tuesday out at Arrowhead, a.k.a. Kansas City Stadium, for the duration of the World Cup, that Kansas City will get their tenure as hosts really kicked off as the defending champions, Argentina, and Lionel Messi will take on Algeria, the adopted sons of Lawrence, Kansas. But for now, the best football to find in Kansas City is being played right here by the Sunflower Ladies. But a loose pass there is picked up, and now Helsley has the chance to run it. Hinoshita in a first rate with Helsley. Helsley gets past one-on-one. Helsley shot in, saved by Popenschnig at the near post, who collects and goes quickly here for Etienne, and now side have committed players forward with a chance for Sunflower to break. Arnaud picks it up. Etienne lets it run, but wasn't enough pace on that to still make it all the way across to Zalesio, and side tries to go quickly there, but Alyssa Bunn hadn't made it back on side. Now Sunflower with a chance here. They go quickly. Jones tries to squeeze that all the way through to Ozaki, but it's turned away, and now the UT Tyler wingback will have another opportunity here as Natalie Jones, early ball chipped in. It's helped on, and we'll find Etienne at the back post. Luna in the box, rolls one over, is taken down, and that'll be a penalty for Sunflower here in the 61st minute of the second half, as both number 17s a little slow to get up. And Andrea Rivera definitely coming off worse for wear there in that tackle, as hopefully she's able to make her way to her feet here. Looks to be in a bit of uncomfort. There is the Southwest Christian University defender, and we will pause briefly here while they tend to her, and both players will give some space, and we will step away here while she is tended to, and we will return to you here with the ensuing penalty kick here for Sunflower, but we'll step away and let Andrea get the treatment that she needs. And we're back in here with the penalty kick to be taken by Etienne, as Rivera was able to walk herself off to the sideline under her own power, which everyone here is relieved to see. But we will get restarted here. It'll be Etienne who was taken down in the box there on that challenge with a chance to deliver a fourth goal here from Sunflower from the spot. Luna Etienne makes no mistake and drives it past the goalkeeper, who guesses the right direction, but the pace from Etienne is always going to find the back of the net there. And Sunflower finds themselves with 4 goals on the scoreboard for the 3rd straight game after going their first 4 games without finding the back of the net. And you have to say that things have truly begun to click here for Coach Jose Ramos's squad, as they have found the attacking formidability. And it's come through the likes of Jenna Hull and Tata Teixeira and Maggie Lallman and now Luna Etienne, as Sunflower have, coming into this game, had scored 10 goals with 9 different goal scorers. And now in this one, they get another new goal scorer with Etienne adding herself to the season tally. As we await the kickoff here, I think the Side FC sideline, we're just looking for a little bit of explanation on the last run of play leading up to the penalty and the injury. But with the referee back in position here, we are ready to get restarted here with that 4-0 lead for Sunflower, as Side FC has about 25 minutes left here, and again, what is their final away game of the season, with a crazy schedule for the Tulsa squad, as they played their first 5 games on the road and will end their season with 5 consecutive home games. As Popichnig goes long there and will find Etienne with some space out on the far side. Luna has options in front of her, fresh off of her first goal of the season. Etienne gets past one, finds Arnaud. Arnaud gets it back to Etienne, who's unable to get past Trotter, who does well to intervene there for the visitors, but it's back to Etienne on the far side. Luna finds Mitchell. Alexis Mitchell's ball in, finds Arnaud with a chance to look up. Hamina Arnaud, ball into the middle, finds the head of Genevieve Hull, and it's palmed to the feet of Kana Nozaki, who turns it in for a 5th goal for Sunflower. And Kana Nozaki, who opened her tally last game down in Wichita against FC Wichita, now gets her 2nd goal in his mini games in the Arizona Western Forward. Finds herself 1 goal off now, the leading tally for Sunflower, as Genevieve Hull's strike earlier put her on 3 on the season, and Ozaki now with 2 on the season. And Sunflower just continues to find new ways to put the ball in the back of the net and really spreading the wealth around, as that is now 15 goals scored on the season for Sunflower with 10 different goal scorers. And Sadie Trotter, the Oral Roberts defender, will head over to grab a break, as she has been called upon time and time again for the visitors at the heart of that defense. And Natalie Jones does well there to anticipate that, but her ball picked up by Delfina. Zalesio gets it to Ozaki, sprays it out to Natalie Jones, who goes past one. Jones cuts back inside, left-footed cross looking for a hole, but it'll give Side FC a chance to break forward here, as Aspen Reamer's on the ball. Reamer tries an audacious attempt from distance there, as Popichnig had started to come off of her line, but never truly enough to invite that kind of a speculative effort. And Kinoshita sprays it out to Etienne, who goes back to her defender. Popichnig goes long, looking for Hull. Jenna does well to combine with Ozaki, and now Hamina Arnaud on the ball. Arnaud with a threaded ball there, looking for the run of Jones, but not quite on her horse enough to catch up to that one. Well, hoofed forward, looking for Alyssa Bunn in a battle with Zalesio. Now Popishnik under some pressure. But Sunflower does well to work the ball out to Arnaud. Arnaud plays through Hull, who's onside. Hull in behind here, one-on-one, has options in the middle, tries to come inside, and she's taken down, but the referee says play on. As now Ito has the ball in space out on the right-hand side. Maya Ito coming forward for the visitors. But a good bit of play there by Kinoshita as she read the player. And now ball played through here looking for the run of Hull, who's onside again. Jenna Hull with a chance to redeem herself. Left-footed shot goes just wide of the goal as Jenna Hull, the leading goal scorer for Sunflower, is only capable of scoring bangers and maybe put a little bit too much on that than was needed to put that in the back of the net and sees it flash wide. But with a 5-0 lead for Sunflower, not much for the host to complain about, as the referee will call for a hydration break in this second half as the sun has played all the clouds away and now it is just beaming down here, and with storms in the morning and storms to come, it is quite humid and muggy here in Kansas City. And the players will use this chance to fuel up for the last 20 minutes in stoppage time, as both teams at this point are just trying to see this game out without further injury or seeing too big a swing against them on the scoreboard, as Sunflower would love to see this clean sheet out, and Side FC would certainly love to try and get a goal or two back before this one ends to give them some confidence before they start that extended homestand. As we have a break in the option, we can remind you that the second leg of this Sunflower Soccer Saturday doubleheader, with the Sunflower men traveling down to Missouri Baptist to take on FC Ambush. That game will kick off at 7 p.m. Central and will be available on Stream Engine over on FC Ambush's channel. All of those links will be available for you on Sunflower platforms. And the men go into that game on a 3-game win streak of their own and looking to get revenge for a poor display, you have to say, from the men in the first game, as they fell 4-1 to Ambush over at Mid-America Nazarene. But a chance for the Sunnies to get revenge and even that season series, and a chance with a win today and a Peoria loss to find themselves on top of the division here midway through the season. So a great day ahead of us here for soccer, with 18 minutes and some change here for the Sunflower ladies left to see out this victory over Side FC as they lead 5-0. And then the men with a chance, and you add on to that the 4 World Cup games today, as we saw a 1-1 draw earlier between Switzerland and Qatar. And now we await the 5 o'clock kickoff of Brazil and Morocco to give you a nice amuse-bouche before the men kick off in between games. As Arnaud comes forward here, early ball floated to the back post will find Natalie Jones. Jones' first time ball to the back post, looking for a hole, but it's turned away as far as Lilja Lidstrom, who does well to bring that down, but her pass looking for Jones was too central. And now Zalesio tries to float it in there to Arnaud, who flicks it on. Not sure how much she knew about the flick on there, but it'll go out for a Sunflower throw-in as they look to sustain the pressure here on this attacking third. And now Lidstrom. Ball in just behind Jenna Hull. Inside look to break, but immediately counter-pressed here by Sunflower, and they force the long ball that's going to be turned over here. Zalesio's ball will roll through. Hull can't touch that as she's coming back from an offside position, and Seals does well to take charge in the box. But now Zalesio picks it up and looks to come forward for Sunflower again. Good ball slid through there to Hull. Hull left-footed shot. That one will careen off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net because, as we said, Jenna Hull only scores bangers, and she adds to her tally here to give her 4th goal of the season and put Sunflower up 6-0 on Side FC. As it was relentless pressure there from the Sunflower attack, and Side FC just could not get the ball out of their defensive third, and eventually a run forward from Delfina Zalesio plays the ball in, and a lovely touch from Natalie Jones played in Jenna Hull, who got that ball onto that left foot and made no mistake and smacks it in off the underside of the crossbar to give the Sunnies their biggest lead of the season and their biggest lead since they moved into WPSL. As Zalesio loses out here and Side FC looks to come forward with Nicholas on the ball. Bunn finds Ito. Ito tries to split the Sunflower defenders, but good covering by Kinoshita. And Ozaki flicks it on here to Zalesio. Now Sunflower have a chance to break forward again. Delfina Zalesio tries the Trivela, but it's cut out by Gaskins on the far side for Side FC. Etienne throws a shoulder in. And Sunflower will pick it up in the midfield again with Alexis Mitchell on the ball. But Side does well to win back possession. And now Caitlin Keeling with a chance to turn. Fisher under pressure does well to keep it to Gaskins. And here's Caitlin Fisher, the Southwest Christian University midfielder. But her ball is turned over by Zalesio, who tries to play it into Hull, and it's cut out nicely by Nicholas for Side. As the ball just exchanging possession between Sunflower and Side FC, as neither team is really able to keep their foot on the ball in the middle of the park. And the game has gotten a bit congested and cagey here. 78 minutes gone. It's now Lidstrom with space. Lilja finds Zalesio, who's taken down from behind. Play stops temporarily, but the referee happy to continue. And now Side FC has a chance to break forward. As Bunn on the ball here. Bunn, right-footed shot from distance, snagged by Popichnig, who was able to get up and not just parry that away, but catch it for Sunflower to restart possession themselves. Delfina Zalesio does well to find Lilja Lidstrom. Lilja floats a ball over the top here for Jenna Hull to run onto. And eventually falls to Ozaki, who takes it first time left foot, and it'll be over everything. As Sunflower will make 6 substitutions here to see off this game. And most of the second half starters who have played almost 30 minutes here into the second half will get a chance to sit down and reap the rewards of their efforts, as one of the benefits of a 6-0 lead is you can really try to get some rest into the legs. Sunflower is in action again on Wednesday with some midweek Kansas City derby, as they will travel to Riverside Stadium just down the street. And Tata picks up the ball here after a giveaway. Tata tries the first-time shot, but not enough venom on that one from the Brazilian. Sunflower will go play Casey Current, who got off to a gangbusters start to their WPSL tenure, but have hit a bit of a lull with back-to-back draws in their last results. And Sunflower will look to atone for the 4-0 defeat that they faced in the opening game against the Current. As Zalesio does well to find Torres, who combines with Tata. Tata able to turn, slips through to Zalesio, who comes inside. Zalesio able to get back up on her feet, but can't keep the ball. And Lara Torres will challenge Ito for it. And now it's picked up by Etienne. Etienne to Zalesio, just behind her, but she does well to keep it. Torres, Zalesio. And Sunflower just not able to find that decisive action in the box there, despite the constant and relentless pressure forward here, as Torres gets in between the defender and the ball and wins a free kick here. Nakaya Day on the ball for Sunflower. Ball's worked out to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald early ball in, finds Tata, who tries to bring it out. It falls to Torres. Torres' left-footed shot is blocked. Zalesio tries to get around too. And eventually it falls to Ito here with a chance for side to break. But Ito, a little hesitant to play that first pass, now does well to wriggle that ball out to Stella Rogers, who was fouled. And a good bit of composure here late from Side FC, who are playing out of pressure and playing through this press. Is another good slipped pass in there for Bunn, who gets past one. Alyssa Bunn, challenged by Fitzgerald. Alyssa Bunn still going, but eventually Luna Etienne is able to dispossess the Wyoming Cowboy. And Side FC will make a couple of late substitutions here. Side with a throw in towards the box, turned away by Zalesio. Only as far as Rogers. Great bit of play out on the side by Ito, and Rogers picks it up. Rogers, under pressure from 3 Sunflower players, does well to eventually help the ball work its way out to Side, who win a free kick centrally here now. About 35 yards out from goal, and Trotter goes quickly. Rivera looking for options. Trevino cuts past 1, cuts past 2. Trevino tries to play a ball in, and Popichnig does well to command her area. And looks to spring Sunflower quickly here with Zalesio out on the far side. Delfina goes past 1. Delfina Zalesio trying to catch up to that one, keeps it in. Oh, just does not keep it in as the referee's flag does go up against the UMKC Rue, who thought she had managed to finagle her way through on goal. Throw in helped on there by Ito and turned out by Akaya Day. Ito tries to turn in between a couple of Sunflower players, but Etienne will trot across the track to pick up the ball and get us restarted here as we cross 85 minutes played. There's a ball in there, loose from Wardlaw, who gives Popichnig something to think about, but Fiona does well in goal there to find Dakaya Day. And now Kinoshita's pass forward finds Zalesio. Delfina turns past one. Delfina Zalesio ball out wide looking for Etienne, but it's closed down nicely by Sophia Gaskins over on the far side. Etienne finds Kinoshita. Momoka goes back to her goalkeeper, who plays it out to Fitzgerald. Now Lallman able to find a hole in Kaide in some space, who goes out to Etienne. Etienne with time and space out on that far hand side and runners in front, as 6 Sunflower players have made their run forward, but Etienne not able to get the contact she was looking for and holds a hand up in apology to her teammates who had all made gut-busting runs forward, despite finding themselves 6-0 to the good. And now Etienne with another chance out on this left-hand side. Etienne slides through a ball to Delfina Zalesio. Is she going to be able to keep this on the pitch? No. And it'll go out for a goal kick. Almost falls to Zalesio there, but now Side FC with a chance to come forward here as Ito finds Helsley. Helsley tries to go around Kinoshita. Kinoshita does well to get herself in between the ball and the attacker, knowing that that challenge was coming, and to stop that dangerous run forward and win a free kick for her side. Now Popichnig goes long looking for Ozaki, who takes a 2-hand shove there from Gaskins. And Sunflower will go quickly here with Fitzgerald picking up the ball on the right-hand side. Fitzgerald ball through here looking for the run of Torres, who's come inside. Laura Torres gets to the byline, looks for options. Eventually falls to Tata. Tata stabs forward here, keeps it going. Left-footed shot off the volley. Not able to keep it and go forward there is Sunflower. And now Helsley has a chance to break forward here. All on her own is Genesis Helsley. Helsley does well, the Oral Roberts forward, to keep possession for her side. And now a ball clipped in, looking for the run of Stella Rogers, but Kinoshita will help that back to Popichnig in goal. But her ball's only going to go as far as Caitlin Keeling, her side FC, finds Ito, but she's dispossessed by Laura Torres. And Sunflower has a chance here to keep the ball and try and see out the last 2 minutes and change, plus whatever time the referees decide to add on here, with 3 goals and a stoppage for a hydration break. There could be some stoppage time here in the second half, but good play there by Jules Wardlaw to win possession back, and plays a hopeful ball forward for Tata to give chase. Pressure on the side goal as they hit it long here as far as Alessio, whose header forward for Ozaki can't quite make it to the forward, and Fitzgerald does well to turn away the initial side FC attack, but it will get out here to Reamer. Aspen Reamer does well to find Ito. Ito, the youngster, in a sea of Sunflower bodies, plays it out wide here, looking for the run of Stella Rogers. Rogers in a foot race with Akaya Day, and Day does brilliantly for Sunflower to get back there. And now Sunflower with a chance to break into some space here, but Etienne beaten to it. now takes it back as Luna Etienne's ball in the middle here for Zalesio was just a little bit too far in front of the UMKC Rue. And Sunflower will regain possession here with Ozaki, combining with Kinoshita. Here's Ozaki. Kinoshita finds Wardlaw. Now Fitzgerald for Sunflower. The hopeful ball there finds Lallman, who tries to take a touch around Gaskins and Side FC, but only finds Seals in goal. And now Side FC look to come forward here for another attack. And it's sprayed out wide here to Helsley. Helsley able to get around Kinoshita, but Akaya Day covering for her center back partner. And now Sunflower tries to combine forward. Good sliding tackle by Keeling, and she'll take a extra tumble there with the challenge from Zalesio, and we'll have 3 minutes of added time played on here before the final whistle for Sunflower as they look to see out this 6-0 victory. A good touch by Stella Rogers. And the Sunflower combine here, and Ozaki now going to come away with the ball. Cannon out wide here to Lara Torres and continues her run. Torres, left-footed ball in first time, but Tata had just checked her run as there was space there for the Mid-America Nazarene Maestro to run in behind, but not quite on the same page as Cannon Ozaki, and instead Viola Seals will restart for Side FC. As we tick into stoppage time here, Maddie Lallman picks up possession. Cross comes in, but catching practice for Seals in goal. And Seals goes long, looking for Helsley, who does well to bring that down to Rogers. Rogers juggles and keeps it, and now plays a hopeful ball forward here for Genesis to run onto, and Popichnik will let that run back into her goal box to pick up. Now Kinoshita on the ball. Out wide to Etienne. Luna finds Zalesio. Delfina beats one. Delfina Zalesio into the box looking for options. Zalesio left-footed cutback finds Ozaki, and she scores her second goal of the game to finish the extra point and give 7 points to Sunflower here at home for what is the biggest win in the history of the Sunflower women from a score perspective here in the WPSL as they go up 7-0 over Side FC, and Cannon Ozaki gets her second goal of the half to take her tally up to 3 on the season, and you would be hard-pressed to find many things to complain about from this game for a Sunflower perspective, as they came in here on a hot attacking streak and continued that, putting up 7 goals after scoring 4 in each of the last 2, but they've also continued to be more solid defensively, as if they're able to see out the last couple minutes here with a clean sheet, it would be just 1 goal conceded in their last 3 matches. And if you can combine that kind of defensive solidity and this kind of attacking prowess with, as we talked about earlier, 10 different goal scorers for 17 goals scored on the season, you're setting yourself up, if you're Coach Jose Ramos, to really have an intriguing second half of the season. As Side FC tries to break here for a last-minute attack here, but Fitzgerald does well, and the referee will blow the whistle for full time here in Kansas City, Missouri at Pembroke Hill School as your Sunflower State Sunnies are victorious 7-0 over Side FC 92. An impressive victory here for the Sunflower ladies, who were on the front foot from the opening whistle and dominated the match in terms of possession, in terms of intensity, and most importantly, in terms of the score sheet, as they now head into their midweek matchup against the Kansas City Current 2 with a 3-game win streak to their name, and find themselves in a completely different space, both on terms of the table and mentally, as the last time these two teams faced off. And this will be a real test for Sunflower to show that these 3 results against teams on the bottom of the table haven't been flukes, and that they're ready to put that kind of performance up against the number 2 team in the conference behind Oklahoma City in the Kansas City Current. Side FC will be in action this upcoming Sunday, June 14th, against Union Kansas City down in Tulsa for their first home game of the season, as they look to try and salvage the latter half of their season, as they currently sit with just 1 point on the table. So we thank you guys for joining us here for this WPSL huge victory for Sunflower. We invite you again to tune into the men's game tonight at 7 p.m. as they are down in St. Louis taking on FC Ambush. And Coach McDonald and the Sunflower men, led by Dylan Whittingham, who was just named the Kansas Gatorade National Player of the Year earlier this week. And now he will get a chance to showcase what led him that title as Sunflower looks to avenge a bad loss from earlier in the season down in St. Louis. That game streaming on Stream Engine over on the FC Ambush site. You'll be able to find the link for that in all of our social media platforms for Sunflower. But we thank you all for tuning in here as you watched your Sunflower ladies 7-0 victors over Side FC. We will see you guys back in action here next weekend as the women are back at home here at Pembroke Hill. But until then, we thank you as always for tuning in. This has been Tyler Kalmus on the mic. We will catch you on the next Sunflower game day. And as always, up those Sunnies.